I received a post yesterday from a friend of mine that's written by an LAPD police officer. Now, the gal that I'm friends with, her husband is a police officer in Fresno. And before I read this, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. Graduated in 1978. And back then, there were two careers that were revered, held in high esteem. These were the teachers of our youth, and that was our school teachers and our police. Yet during that time, I always heard on the political side, not that I was paying much attention until I got into my 20s or 30s, the teachers and police were the most underpaid professions in the United States. It was in everyone's political campaign. It was national news. And what happened? Nothing. Now, in the last 50 years, we still hear about the poor pay of teachers and the poor pay of police. And with the advent of the ACLU and more liberal groups, teachers, if they got in trouble, had to hire their own attorneys. And they could be fired. Now, police officers have a union, and that does protect them when they are charged with crimes. But the pay remains the same. And these are to be a teacher nowadays, I was a substitute in Broken Arrow, and I saw these kids firsthand. And it was ridiculous what they didn't know. But there was no real order in the school. When I went to school, you went to the principal's office. Nowadays, you have police officers walking the halls because the schools can't maintain discipline and order because little mommy and daddy got their feelings hurt because Johnny was selling drugs, but he couldn't do that. So there's no law and order. The bureaucracy that is in charge of our teachers and the police is just overburdensome and pathetic. I have several teachers that are friends, and that is their biggest complaint. How are we supposed to teach when we are weighed down with paperwork? When I was in elementary, secondary, and high school, they didn't have these problems. I got a good, solid education. I don't see how a teacher can do that today and be content. I mean, the ones I do know love what they do. But they have to keep renewing their contracts. There's no tenure there. I don't want to get off point, but these were the teachers were responsible for educating the youth of America. The police are there to maintain law and order. Are there bad teachers? Yes. Are there bad cops? Yes. But it's an infinitesimal number. And go look the stats up for yourself. But then, I'm in construction. I have seen plenty of shady deals, plenty of underhanded dealings, and I'm not even going to go into those. I mean, you think lawyers, doctors, vets, firemen, newspapers, pick a career, journalists, just pick a career. You tell me everyone is lily white in those. They're not. Because because that's human nature. Not everyone is going to be good, and if they were, I guess our jails and prisons wouldn't be packed to the brim, now would they? With that said, this is a really good article, especially to those who think defunding and de-arming the police is such a epic and upstanding and righteous thing to do. Without police, this is where we're going to be. And this was written by an LAPD officer. Yes, let's all join in the hatred of all police for the sins of a few. Let's defund one of the most important public institutions in our country's history. Let's have all badges removed and allow people to tend to their own safety and security. But before you do so, let me tell you about the badge and the thousands of good men and women it represents. The badge ran towards certain death as the towers collapsed on 9/11. Do you remember that? And I always wondered, why did the firemen get all the credit? A whole lot of police officers died when those towers came crashing down. The badge ran into the line of fire to save the people in the Pulse nightclub. Look that one up. This badge sheltered thousands as bullets rained down from the Mandalay Hotel in Las Vegas. This badge protected a BLM rally that left 5 officers dead in Dallas. I live in Dallas, Texas, and that was just as tragic as JFK being assassinated in '63. You have a group of peaceful protesters. There is